Today's show is sponsored in part by Vredestein Tires, the official tire partner of Spike's Car Radio. And what does that mean? Well, that means we have those tires on all of our cars, from our Tesla Model Ys to Jerry's Volkswagens, Johnny's Rivians, Z's BMWs, Porsches. My old Land Rover Series 2A has Grip Classic Vredesteins on it, and I absolutely love them. Some of their sidewalls are designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, a legendary automotive designer who designed, the BMW M1, the DeLorean, the Lotus Esprit, and many other iconic car designs. He also designed some Seiko watches, the Speedmaster Ripley from Sigourney Weaver's Aliens watch. Remember that? Anyway, if you need some tires, go to Vredestein.com. Remember, you got to get new tires every couple of years. Go to Vredestein.com to find your local Vred dealer. Let's start the show.
Spike's Car Radio starts now.
There are stars in the southern sky, southward as you go. There is moonlight and moss in the trees. Down the seven bridges roll.
What is better than this? The Eagles, Seven Bridges Road, live. I'm playing this because the other day I was on Reddit, and somebody posted a video of them warming up in 1977 before the concert, and there were the Eagles doing this. You want to cleanse, to center yourself, to feel right. Track down that clip of these guys warming up. And I'm warming up here. I got two guys hanging out. Neither have microphones in their hands. One is named Jerry Seinfeld, and the other is
when they used to say present,
Zuckerman.
you say present in school? Present.
We said here.
Here, right.
Here.
And welcome
Here,
to
bunch
Spike's.
of little
Here.
rats. Yeah.
Welcome to Spike's
Always with
Car Radio.
resentment. Here.
Well, this is nice. It's taken us a long time to get this show together. It started with Johnny Lieberman. Johnny had a small medical emergency he had to attend to. Jerry, you jumped in, which is very nice. We've had a crazy day. It's Saturday. It felt like a Tuesday.
Felt like a Tuesday.
We're working hard on this movie and everything else. We just had some delicious food. And a little later, we're going to have a guest from Australia, from Circle Red Watches, the winning bidder of the Sheffield Jerry Face, Spike Face, Zuckerman Face, and Johnny Watch collection. He flew all the way in from Australia.
Yes, from the
Fab
South
Four.
Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't even get the tax deduction.
He didn't fly in here to get the watches.
Yes,
He
did.
came in to pick him up.
What is going on with people?
Let us have our moment, Sherry. Come on.
Wow.
He's coming to get our Chazarai. Okay?
People fly in to see you perform all the time, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so. My God.
But you guys.
Sad.
They don't know, by the way, they don't know that you're here.
Right.
That's probably going to terrify them.
We hope.
No. They'll be
Your
happy.
fame is a little too bright for folks just walking in on a Saturday night.
So I hear.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We've driven. Go ahead. You have something you want to start with? What?
We were just talking about a car, but the deal's not done, so I really don't want to get into the details of it. But an interesting, I'm calling it a tweener.
A transitional.
Yeah, transitional model. Just, the thing with this world is once you comprehend the basics, then you must dive deeper to find the what's the word? The arcane. We obsessed with the obscure, the arcane, the obtuse.
Yes.
I love
Obtuse.
to use my full vocabulary, if that's all right.
What does obtuse mean?
What does obtuse mean?
I'm kidding.
The oblique, the obtuse, the arcane.
Oblong nibblers.
Do you remember whose joke that was?
I don't.
I think Barry thinks it was his.
You
I
can
think
have
it was mine. Whatever.
That's
Anyway.
the joke carving up that happens.
Some of you remember. By the way, you remember, and excuse me, fans, because this is a bit of a sidebar. You remember, of course, the when El Sucre crossbred the llama with Alan Hoffman.
Yes, I do.
And as we were pulling up to El Sucre's mansion,
Yes.
we wanted to have a llama with a human head.
Yes.
That would yell at their car, "My name is Alan Hoffman. Tell my wife I'm alive."
Right. This is a character from the movie that,
Yeah.
you know how
That's really funny.
And you know what, Spike? I was talking to Chuck Martin about it
yes,
today.
comedian.
And he said, "Why didn't you do it?" I go, it was a bridge too far of the reality, which I think it was, but
If I can just back everybody up.
Okay.
This character was a drug lord type character.
Right.
That
Control
controls
all the sugar in
right.
the world.
And when you watch any of these Netflix Narcos things, they always have they come in through the door, guys with guns.
Right.
And they usually have exotic animals
Right.
and women. And we thought, why don't we do something a little different? We had polar bears in the beginning.
Right. Polar bears
They
in
last
Puerto
a
Rico.
day, but
Yeah.
still they're worth it.
Yeah.
And then they had Alan Hoffman. And the reason why we didn't do it, Zuckerman, I won't tell you, but as we were writing, I think we ended, our first page count was over 200 pages. And our first budget was probably the budget of Marvel's entire roster for
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Because we were having fun and writing this on Zoom during the pandemic, we just never said no to each other. We just wrote every single scene. It was so much
There
fun.
should be a movie of all of the jokes that didn't make
We
it
could
in
make
the
another movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But the joke of that thing, of a llama with a human head that goes, "My name is Alan Hoffman," it's the name. The name,
course.
that's
Of
just a
course.
guy on vacation who was kidnapped and crossbred with a llama to amuse a drug lord.
My favorite thing right now is we're having all of these meetings with Netflix about rolling out the first photo and the first comment, and here we are in this show just taking deep dives on things we should not be talking about.
Oh, no. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, right? No, but this week, though, while we are talking about it, you're releasing the trailer on Fallon, right?
Yes, a 45-second cut down of the 2-minute trailer. I'll show it on Jimmy Fallon Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Because this show will be Wednesday. And then the full trailer will drop on Friday.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're excited
And then
about
we'll really be off to the races.
it. Yeah.
So Friday's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And Jimmy also
Yeah.
is singing a little song in the show,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Yeah, we got Jimmy Fallon into Unfrosted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really exciting,
news
Zuckerman.
here.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're breaking cover this week, tomorrow. Do you get nervous when you go on any of these shows,
No.
Fallon? Do the segment producers call you up and go, "Do you have
Yes.
4 stories?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell them, what do I care about entertaining you? It's not about you.
Well, they I'm sure want to know. They want Jimmy to know what you're going to do.
It's only fair that Jimmy knows you have some stories and how to help you get to whatever bits you want to do or might work.
Will the whole segment be about the movie?
I don't know.
Do you think you could work the phrase Zuckerman into your guest segment in some way?
Well, what's it worth to you?
Zuckerman, we'll be right back.
Yes. That would be a highlight.
Well, this is exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an art card made for you of because Johnny Carson's in the movie too,
Right.
and I had a nice little art card of you sitting with Johnny Carson from the movie.
Art Card is a funny name for like a dentist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just tell him we didn't get permission for that either.
Right.
Those are the things.
So
Anyway-
it's me and Kyle Dunnigan as Johnny Carson.
No, it looks like you and Johnny Carson on
Right.
that set in New York.
Amazing.
That's when they were making the show back then.
Yeah, that's
So-
great.
Anyways, let's talk about cars because that's why we're here. We've had some nice drives in the last couple days. We drove your
Yeah.
73 RS lightweight.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah. Remember when I forced you to drive it around the block when we
Yeah,
were at
I've
Bill's?
been the same.
And I completely forgot how great it was. And I decided I only wanted to have one RS. So I sold a couple of the other ones that I said, I'm going to keep the lightweight. And that was really the right move. It's the best driving of all of them, the most fun, the most exciting.
It is such a great car.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah. Yeah, that really hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy that the
Yeah.
most.
That was the white blue livery.
Yeah.
It was white and blue, but I made the wheels. It's called the RSR finish, which is just kind of a flat gray.
Right.
And I did the graphics in gray. I think you've seen it.
Yeah.
What was the decision? The first decision, the emblem. What kicked off the change of?
I had
color?
to paint the car because the paint peeled off it. It had been repainted. What?
Peeled off.
It did. It just peeled off.
It just came off.
Huge sheets of paint just fell off the back
like
of it.
skin.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
It molted.
And was the car original paint? I mean,
No.
did that upset you?
No.
No, it wasn't.
No. But it was original chassis, engine, and gearbox.
Right. And how
boy.
old was the paint that peeled off?
I don't know when the car was redone. Probably the 80s.
Wow. And that wasn't evident when you bought it. You didn't.
Yeah, I knew it was repaint.
No, but peeling off. I mean,
No,
that's
no.
a very upsetting thing to suddenly
It was upsetting, yeah.
to deal with.
You know, I think we're at a point we are so used to, you know, I bought a 910. I'm not going to say the name of the guy I bought it from because he's a guy that people might know. I don't want to embarrass the man. And I buy the car and we take the body off it and the entire chassis is bent like a boomerang. Well, what do? Yeah, you straighten it.
Suck it up. You
Yeah,
get to work.
how many times have we been through this ringer?
Yeah.
When your Conda Green 911S got banged
Ugh.
on the 405, was it?
It was getting on to the 10 from Bundy
Yeah.
with some guy that wouldn't let me in, and I tried to jump around him changing lanes, and he got to enjoy me getting crashed into, and he laughed his head out the window.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And boy, I gave him a moment with that car. That was on the first day of the writer's strike, way back when. So it was
Wow.
just a
20 years
doubly
ago?
bad day. No, this was 2007 maybe.
Okay.
It was when I was doing my late night show. Yeah, there was a writer's strike back then too.
Well, you've had them. I've had them.
Yeah.
We've all had them.
I was just thinking about that one because we were going to drive a car 356 of yours and we couldn't get it started. And you just got out of the car and you go, all right, let's move to the next one.
Yeah.
And you're right. We've seen so much of this stuff.
Right.
We've dealt with it all.
And the fact is, despite the initial injurious, intense pain, it's part of the fun.
Right.
Right? No one has been through more than you have with this Daytona.
Oh,
That's
my
never.
I don't even-
That's never coming.
It may never come.
It's done though now.
It's done.
It is 6 years later.
7.
7.
7
years.
The 7-year-old Daytona
7
restoration.
years.
And you're not going to take delivery. You're just going to sell it.
At this point, I am so removed from the purchase and ownership of that car.
Wow.
It's like I've abandoned the property.
I don't
It's-
know. Those cars are really thrilling when they're up to speed. That engine
Look what
is
he's doing.
quite a
I
thrill.
know
Look what he's
he's
doing.
doing it intentionally.
I'm
piece
no,
of
but
crap.
he doesn't have anything like this. He never had
He doesn't.
anything like this.
Okay.
What color is it now? Is it black?
It's a dark blue.
Dark blue with a red
With
interior.
red.
No. The interior is the original black interior. That car only had 15,000
So it's a
miles.
bruiser. It's a black and blue.
Yeah, it's a
Black
bruiser.
and blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want this car.
Okay.
You know, it was owned by a lady for 50 years.
I'll take it.
She owned it for 50 years.
You don't own a Ferrari, and you've always
I've
wanted
Yeah,
one.
never
you've
owned-
never had anything like this.
Yes.
You.
Look at
You
Zuckerman
have-
leaning
you-
forward.
And I've never had your money. So this would be perfect. You can have the car
Hey,
and
did you
I'll have
see
your
the
money.
story that I'm a billionaire? Did you see that story?
Yeah, I
we
did.
wanted to talk about
I
that.
was so excited.
Wow. How does
I
that feel?
called my accountant. I said, "Did you see this?" He says, "Yeah, no, it's not true." I go, "But it says in the magazine." He says, "Yeah, no, I'm the accountant. I'm counting it." He goes, "I count it."
You have billionaire
You're
status.
not.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not.
Man,
Billionaire status is a perception in the press. That's all it is. It's not actual money.
the perception in the
Yeah.
White House too.
Yeah, no, it doesn't,
anybody
real money
can be
doesn't
a
matter.
billionaire.
So you're a billionaire now.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No, I don't like it. I find billionaires,
Gross.
they're, it's gauche. I think it's gauche.
Everyone in this country is a billionaire, just currently unfunded.
Right.
We all walk around thinking our ship's going to come in. We're going to have a
Who
billion
did report
dollars one
that,
day.
by the way? It was weird. It suddenly popped up.
Bloomberg just, it's like, did you see the article that intermittent fasting causes a 91% increase?
I did.
All BS. This is a study from 2003. 24,000 people were asked 2 years ago, at what time of day did you eat? They're smokers. It's so stupid.
Right.
I saw somebody break this whole thing down because it went like fire everywhere. Because it's a good headline.
Because we all hate the intermittent fasters.
Right, and they want, everybody just wants a headline, a clicky headline.
Right, and you want to
So
click
it's the
on
same thing with let's make him a billionaire. Okay, sounds good. That's what journalism is now. Sounds good.
Fake news. Hate to say it.
Yeah, it's a mess. Let's do an ad. Let's talk about Racetech. Over 2 decades ago, Racetech was invented, a cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular floor system engineered for the garage. Racetech's multi-patented design allows for easy DIY installation without all the hassles and mess of toxic epoxy coatings. Choose from over 20 styles to create the coolest garage on your block. Founded by our Porsche friend, Jorgen Mahler, in 1997. He was making dance floors with his wife. And then he said, I need some of this stuff for my garage. And the business just exploded. Racetech is the original modular flooring system engineered for the garage with over 33 patents and proudly made in the USA. They can handle vehicle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds. Won't chip, peel, or stay. They just did my hangar, Jerry. It's the first floor that I haven't kicked up a tile when I pull out of the hangar.
You know what my mother would say about this?
What?
Good for you.
Racetech manufactures 24/7 and ships most orders within 48 hours. Shop at racetech.com and use code SPIKE911 for an exclusive 15% off and ships free. Welcome to the show, Racetech.
Good for you, Racetech.
Good,
So
good
let's
for
go back
you.
to the Ferrari. Regale us with the story. Let's go back to the very beginning, as best as you can recall, Mr. Zuckerman. Do you recall?
I do.
I do.
Okay,
do.
tell us the story of where you saw it, what button it pushed that made you put your paddle up.
You really want to know the truth?
wait.
Yes, I do.
You and I were in
Pebble Beach.
and I was with a Ferrari expert who was saying, if any of your friends are thinking about buying Daytonas, tell them this is not the year.
Yes.
And then this guy walks up.
And
And
then
I just bought a Daytona, and I went, what?
But I'll
Not
back
the year
you
to
up.
buy one or not?
Not the year to buy
Yeah,
one.
and
They're
I've-
overvalued.
And wait a second.
And he
I bought
literally
the
walks
most-
up and he says, I bought a Daytona. I went, oh my
Okay.
God.
I was in a moment of upset. I was not doing well.
I'm sorry to hear
And
that.
I was in a very bad mood, and I needed to increase the pain. So I was there.
A lot of doctors
And-
recommend that.
Yes, I was there. Yeah, my eye was hurting, so I figured to poke
Yeah,
it really
poke it.
hard repeatedly. Really
Yeah.
dig into this problem.
Yeah, and then put a ping pong ball on it and sleep on it.
Yes, and so I was there, and I really tried to commit suicide by bidding on a Maserati Indy. It's a Maserati 5000 GT Indy by Frua, one of the uglier versions ever made.
Just to feel better.
Yeah, I needed to check out. I was trying to check out.
You're trying to buy happiness.
Yeah, or just by obliteration. And so I remember it like it was yesterday. I was just, and this is what it's like. Don't go to the supermarket when you're hungry.
Right.
Don't go to an auction when you want to inflict self-harm.
Yeah.
Right? So I really tried to buy this Maserati, which has now floated around trying to get sold for the past 7 years.
Wow.
And that was somebody managed to beat. I think I went up to 145 on that.
Wow.
On that Maserati. I would have really been dead if I had done that.
Right.
So that went to some other sucker or nice guy or whoever else needed more pain in his life. And then I said, oh, well, I'll overpay for this Ferrari Daytona because it's way less than what I just tried to inflict upon myself.
So
And-
does that car then, this Ferrari, remind you of that pain? Is that
Yes.
why you don't want it?
I think so. And then-
You know who used to
Okay.
talk? But we've always talked about the deal. You've got to feel good about the deal. Who was
Yes.
that? Spader. That it wasn't us that put forth that theory, but it was about feeling good about the deal.
Sam and I talk about it a lot. If a deal is a tooth pull, you
Don't.
kind of never forget it.
Yeah.
It's just, and if it's really nice, or like the story of this woman, she's 82, she dies owning the car, bought it new. It's a very
beautiful
attractive
story.
scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my VW, the Pigalle story.
Oh, the
Bought by
Pigalle.
a woman in 65, and she kept it her whole life.
Wow.
That's charming.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Get
that's-
that flat fixed.
Yeah, in fact, it was the valve stem that kept leaking. It wasn't the
Volkswagens
tire.
have such funny little problems, don't they?
But back
They
to-
break a
yeah.
lot just sitting there.
Yeah. Back to the Daytona, there were a lot of valid reasons to pick this car. There were really excellent elements of this car.
Yeah.
Super low mile.
Right.
It was bought from Luigi Cinetti at NART. So it's got a NART badge on it. And the woman who bought it raced in SCAA events, not in the Ferrari. She would drive the Ferrari to the events, and then she had another car for racing, her and her husband.
Wow.
So there were, and the car was, although it was mainly original, but it was deteriorated in the way Ferraris can. You know, the seat cushions had dissolved into just horrible dust.
Yeah, it's yellow
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah.
To get this, you sit down, you have yellow
You're-
dust every time you sit.
You're
Yeah.
coated, and you open up the window, yellow
Right.
dust and flue flying everywhere. And so it really mechanically needed to go through,
Right.
but it had never been off the frame. It had never really been molested. So this is going to be, this is truly an amazing car now.
Right.
That is finished.
What color was it?
It was red over black. And so we made a decision no one needs another red Ferrari.
Right.
You know, why did I
Do you have
red?
pictures?
Of what it looks like now?
Yeah,
It's
finished.
on Canopa's website.
Oh,
there
I
it
can't
is.
wait to see
It
that.
looks so good. I would buy it all over again at twice what I paid for it at auction.
Good
That's
for you.
how good it looks. When I see it there.
Good for you.
Good for you. That's
Good
good
for
for you.
Yeah.
Me just shriveling. I'm just shriveling when he says that, like his mother. Good for you.
It sounds like a great car. I
It's
bet
gonna
that
be-
car wouldn't last in your collection, though.
Why?
It's just his driving habits. I know what he likes to drive. I know what he's into, and
I
you
know,
tend to drive
but
those
I'm going to
cars
say
more.
this because the only Daytona I drove was with the Comedians in Cars. It was a yellow one with Amy
Schumer.
in
It's on
New York.
Instagram right now. That clip is on Instagram right now.
It is.
Oh, that's right. It is
Breaking
And
down.
It broke down. It had the distributor was cracked in 8 places, and I ended up cursing it out and leaving it by the side of the road.
Was it
But
your
when that
car?
thing is running, when you've got it on a highway and you're over 50 miles an hour,
Magic.
it's operatic. It's an aria.
I don't disagree. And it's not an easy car to drive with the driving habits I have right now, which
Right.
is mainly in town. And then
with a dog.
dog.
You've got a dog. You're
I know,
driving
but it's
too,
a
but he's always in BMWs. He's nice, easy to drive BMWs.
He can always be in
911s.
BMWs, but this is nouvelle experience. This is sometimes we must. You have I don't know.
Sell it to
He's
him.
really
he
good
wants
at
it.
removing me from my money.
Yes.
Whether it's prospective money
Let's
because
get back
it's
to
on the
him
market,
buying it. Look, for as long as I've known you, Jerry, you've wanted a Ferrari. You've always said, "I wish I could just get a Dino."
I do like
Wish I
those
could-"
colors that you're describing. It sounds really
and it's perfectly restored.
It sounds low key.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It is so
Wow.
gorgeous. It is exactly. It's exactly perfect.
Can you sell him the car? Or does Canopa have to sell
No,
him the
I
car?
can do
anything.
anything I want. Canopa doesn't bother
Is
me.
that right?
Yeah, well, when it comes to something like this,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll look at it on the website. I could never.
I could never. That's in your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Can't.
Well,
Won't.
I mean, where are you with your? I've been following Cabilio Garage, and
Yeah.
a lot of your cars are there.
Yeah.
And are you selling cars? Are you buying
I'm
cars?
trimming.
You're
Yeah, I'm trimming.
Right.
To spend more time with the cars that I really, really love.
Right.
Less time with the cars that I really like.
Right.
That's my,
That's what Zuckerman was saying.
yeah.
Where is that dog?
You lost your dog?
Where's he going to go?
It's a good question.
Yeah. No, he's
Is
not
he in
going
the house?
Is the door open?
Shepard will look for him.
Shepard, look for the dog, because that dog is usually bothering me.
Yeah.
Now that we spoke about the dog, I haven't been tormented for 20 whole
We
minutes.
should tell folks that Shepard is Jerry's son.
Not
Yeah, my
another
son
dog.
is here.
And a huge car enthusiast as well. Lit up behind you, Jerry, when he heard you say I might buy a Ferrari.
Shepard went from 0 and he blew past me in 4 months. Look, his taillights. That's a GT4 taillight. I'm like, what?
He's under the
Oh,
couch.
he's under there.
Oh, there's Rufy.
There is Rufus.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough of
in
that.
the GT4 RS, I was driving it here. I was just cruising in 7th gear, and then I just jumped on it in PDK Sport. It goes from 7 to 4th gear like that.
Yeah.
It just goes "Bah!"
Wow.
right to 4.
In sport or
in sport.
Normal.
It's one of the quickest jumps of gears.
Wow.
Just like that.
Think
What a
about
car.
that. PDK was introduced in 2012. So in 12 years, they have perfected.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first PDKs
I do.
in the late 997s? Really kind of wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very primitive.
yeah.
Yeah, and now perfection.
Wow.
That is a very quick.
Well, I'm just
cycle.
telling you. I've been telling Spike that the GT3 RS is 2 standard deviations above the GT4 RS as a automotive experience.
We're
I'm
never
sorry.
getting ours.
Well, if it
think
ever
we are.
happened.
No, it's not. It's modules or whatever.
I told Moise
Chips.
that we were considering him as a partner in this car. And he goes, I'm being vetted? I said, yes. And he said, what did he say? I have a garage now. I go, that's not the problem we had with
That's
you.
a dumber move you could not make.
But we could get key money from him. He has to leave. He has to give us a $200,000 advance.
Yes,
on the
exactly.
car.
Exactly.
Basically, buy the vast majority of the car for us immediately.
Can you believe, though, he forgot that he put a hole in the front of the last one?
He
There's
doesn't
a hole
remember
in the
that?
front of the
In
bumper.
the GT2 RS.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
That he thought the issue was a garage and storing the car outside. He forgot about the hole.
Do you remember when I shared that? I shared an RS 4.0 with him, the black one.
Yeah.
And he parked it under the birdshit tree at the Malibu kitchen and left the birdshit on for 2
I can hear
weeks.
listeners right now going, don't do it. Do not do it. But but he's got pretty good credit.
He's got good credit.
I heard you got a good response to audience queries.
Audience queries.
Yeah.
We do. We have lots of questions. We have more to talk about before that, though.
Okay.
Let's talk about Acre Gold. Did you get your gold, Zuckerman?
I did get my
You
gold
got your gold?
You did?
at the office.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what did you think when you opened up? Oh, your Acre Gold. I dropped out there for a second.
Okay. I was excited, but then I read it's a quarter of a gram.
No.
It's a quarter gram.
No. You're wrong. Yeah, it's 2.5 grams is what that was.
It's 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5
Oh, so it's
grams.
okay.
It
So it's
wasn't
like
a
an 8
quarter
ball
gram.
of gold.
Right.
Okay. And so it's Jerry, it's smaller than the SIM card in your phone. This little piece of gold. I could just swallow it.
Yeah.
Give it, give it to
Would
me. I'll
Yeah.
take
Like
it.
Brad Davis in Midnight Express.
I would like it. Come out of pocket for
Hide
expense.
from the Turkish
Yes.
prison commandant.
Gold all at once. It said subscribe to Gold for as little as $30 a month. Here's how it works. Pay in every month until your gold stash reaches the price of Acre Gold bars. Then Acre discreetly ships directly to your home. Acre Gold has $50, $100, and $250 per month options for larger gold bars. Acre is backed by the same team who funded Liquid Death, canned water. Some customers have been subscribed for over 4 years
Some new pool toys there?
and keep sending us gold.
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 It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
Oh, by the way, we have 100 more units going live tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Thursday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Spike's Car Radio, Sheffield, Blue Watch. Yeah. We didn't expect to sell so many. They sold out in under an hour. And Jay, he talked to the factory, and they said they'll make 100 more. And they'll get them
It
delivered
was a
right
big
away.
challenge for him to get these made.
Huge challenge, and he's doing it for you guys. So tomorrow, Thursday, 7 a.m. PST. If you miss this one, I promise you by the end of the summer, we'll reissue it. We're going to make a lot of those. But here's your chance.
That's not how you
don't
get
say
the
a lot.
consumer excited.
They're
You
already-
say, we don't know if we're going to make any more. That's what you're saying.
I
Never gonna
don't
make
want to. I
more.
don't like playing.
It's gone. When it's gone, it's
Yeah.
gone forever.
I don't like
Get
playing.
I
them
went
now.
back to them. I twisted their arm. They have agreed to make another batch.
I don't want to do that. I want to be straight with the listeners.
It reminds me of a Barry Marta joke when they made the last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then had a strong opening weekend. We may have found another Mohican.
Last living Munchkin. He's big on those jokes. We found another Munchkin.
That was that joke.
He's been pitching that for 80 years.
Spike, who was talking to us? Was it Bill about how Zuckerman and I, our relationship is, what do you call it? Codependent? Is it?
Yeah, well, I like that. We feed off the
No. Yeah, it's not codependent so much as it is two addicts
catalyzing.
Yeah, that would be a better way to describe it.
It's so interesting, which I didn't know. I'm always been aware of it. When I'm around you, when you do something crazy, I must also respond with something crazy because I feel less crazy because you also did it. I guess this is the basis of all drug culture, right?
Yes. We call this lower companions.
Yes.
You surround yourself with degenerates just like yourself that normalize your behavior.
And you're not as bad as Zuckerman. That's what you're telling you. I'm not as bad as Jerry. I'm not as bad as Zuckerman.
Yeah.
And they keep
Look what he's doing. Now I'm going to do this.
Now
Watch what I do.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do you think the car market is healthy right now? Is it doing all right? What's your sense of it? Where do you think all the excitement is?
I knew a guy who was my next door neighbor in East Hampton who was he was a zillionaire. He built
according to Bloomberg.
What was that company? You would know the company. One of those
Acre Gold.
Big hedge fund things.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was the great maven of anything with the economy and money. He knew everything, right?
Bernie Madoff.
And this was 2008. Remember, everything crashed with the credit default swaps. And I said to him, Bruce, what do you think is going to happen? He took a long pause. He went, markets tend to vary. And that's the only truth.
Yep.
Up, down.
Doesn't
Good
matter.
stuff always is valuable.
Right.
Crap will be affected more by frenzy, Dutch tulips. You all know how it goes.
Dutch tulips.
And we
600-year-old reference. That's still pertinent.
And we, dear listener, are drivers. We're not investors. We buy cars because we like to drive them.
Right.
That's it. If we can make some money on it, great. But that's not how we make decisions.
No.
And contrary to the market, I love 356s more than ever.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
More than ever.
They
Why
are
do you
great.
think that is? I'll tell you why it is.
You tell me.
Because as you get older, you crave simplicity more and more.
Correct.
Because your life only gets more complex.
Correct.
And more of a nuisance and more stressful. Despite all your efforts to untangle your life, it only gets more and more tangled. As your kids get older and they're leaving the house, now things will be easier. No, now they've got real problems you got to deal with. So it just gets worse and worse. And 356s are the simplification of the they're the automotive essence of a simple, pure thing that works. And it's calming. So we seek what is calming.
Yes.
A small
We
comfort.
seek people that calm us because we're like them and they're like us. That's the people you want to be around. People that are like you. When you're adjusting your personality to converse, it's stressful.
Yeah. I don't understand the dip in the 356 market. To me, those are the greatest cars in the world.
The most valid.
Greatest
Porsche.
drives.
Oh,
So the simplicity, the smallness. So nice.
Well, when you drove my blue 356C, you found it too slow. You said it's too slow.
Yeah. I would say it's too slow.
It's not.
I like 58 and above. That's where my passion lies.
It's a 65, that car.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
Steely-
you're right. That car was slow.
It's not slow. You're just you drive so much fast stuff.
I like
You've
the
been velocitized.
I like the SC from that year.
Yeah, the SC is great.
That to me is the car. For
Yeah,
65.
95 horsepower.
So I felt a little slow on that.
You need to slow down. It's not the car's fault.
Yeah, get off the tennis
Don't blame
courts.
the
Speaking of
car.
slowing down, did you hear about this Gunther crash?
No.
That Guntherwerks car that we had here,
Really?
the test mule, crashed at Laguna Seca, is gone. It got
Wow.
smashed, and our friend Patrick Long was behind the wheel.
Ooh.
So it's all over social media right now. I had Johnny, who's not here, reach out to Pat, and Pat's 100% fine. He walked away. If you look at this car,
Wow.
this car has been pancaked. It just went off the track. They weren't clear what happened, and it looks like a terrible accident. The car really doesn't exist anymore. But Pat is 100% fine and confirmed to Johnny that he's just doing okay, and everybody talking about it on the internet, talking about him, is 100% wrong. He did go to the hospital, but he was completely fine.
All right, so we always have the two choices: driver error. Well, you could have the track too.
Well, you're
and then
testing-
you have
you're testing
then you
a-
have equipment failure.
I
You
mean-
want to blame the track? What did the track do?
Well, the
What?
track, sometimes they try to blame the track, but those are the three options in a race: track conditions, driver error, equipment failure.
But if-
What could asphalt do? Once it's down on the ground, it doesn't move.
What about the Brickyard in Indianapolis 500? That's a track condition that contributes to accidents. There are
I
I know
guess so.
it's not the most. It's the least likely of those three options.
If I may, we're testing a prototype here. We're
If I
an
may.
astronaut. We're testing Apollo rockets. Of course, when you're pushing things to the limit,
So this is
you
Apollo
may
13?
dance over that line. This wasn't a finished car. This is a prototype. It's in some ways, I think it makes the car more attractive. Yeah,
Some ways,
In some ways.
some way. If you want,
I think it does.
I was talking to Ed
For the
Gunther here.
suicidal.
I mean, when you're
Says
again,
Ed Gunther.
you're going back
Actually
to
more valuable now.
you're
It's in
testing
89 pieces.
the Ford GT40 or any of these Ferraris, and for racing at Le Mans, they always had these moments. This is just to me, it's a prototype crash, and Pat's a great driver.
Did you
But
see?
yeah, maybe they need to adjust something.
Did you see Kara Swisher on Bill Maher's show the other night?
I did not.
She's a op-ed writer for the Times.
Yeah.
She was getting laughs. She was throwing lines. Just so beautifully done. Mm-hmm. If you want to watch a great comedic performance from someone who's not supposed to be funny, check out Kara Swisher on Bill Maher's last show.
That's
Really
a good
funny.
name too. That's a funny name.
Kara Swisher?
Swisher.
Yeah. Sounds like a drunk.
Let me promote a YouTube channel that I saw that I absolutely love and can't stop watching. And it only has 7 videos. It's called The Turn. At the OG Turn. The drive turned me onto it. It's just a turn somewhere it looks like in New Hampshire, Vermont.
Oh,
where
that's
people keep missing the turn and crashing into the
it's in
sign.
Boston.
It's in Boston.
I've seen that
It's
turn,
one-
yeah.
It's
It's
one of the
hilarious.
most. You remember the bridge?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wait a
bridge is
minute.
great.
The bridge was-
Seattle. It's in Seattle.
Is it?
Yes.
Out in the woods?
Yes.
Nobody can take this turn.
Now when they come off and just smash.
And it makes you laugh every time. Snow, motorcycle,
Yeah.
flip. It's so fun to waste time on. And I think there's only 7 or 8 videos right now, but it is it's the sequel to The Bridge. Remember that
yeah.
bridge, that
Yeah,
low
the
bridge?
bridge.
That I
that
think
was
is
a
in
good one.
Boston. That's
Yeah.
a really good one. All right, we have lots of questions. The only thing that I wanted to mention also, Jerry, is, and I don't know if you know this, but Ganassi Racing and American Legion, the Long Beach Grand Prix are going to have an unfrosted livery car.
Wow.
Yes. Our movie is going to be on the Hollywood race car. That's the Hollywood Indy race. This is the race before the Indy 500.
Is it going to have the Pop Tart pastry with the holes in it, texture, logo?
I don't know.
That's what I prefer.
Whatever you
I don't
want.
like these red letters. I don't know how that's squeaked through. I don't like it.
You want the pastry.
I like the pastry. We made a font of Pop Tarts.
It's in. It doesn't have to be in everything, does it?
No, not everything.
Right.
But it should be the main font.
Well, this is cool. We're going to be in a race car, I think, and
Pastry font.
Yeah, pastry font.
I think they want us to come down. I think we're doing something else that day, and I think we have time, and we're going to go down to
Okay.
the race, and
All
we're
right.
going to see the unfrosted race car. And
Okay, sure.
This Swedish driver is going to be Lundgren, I think is his name. I'm pretty excited about that.
All Swedes are named Lundgren.
We should
Jerry
see if we.
Lundgren from Fargo.
Why don't we see if
Oh,
we
John, that was Jerry Lundegaard.
Lundegard? Why don't we see if we can roll a Zuckerman head onto that car as well?
Please.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We should make that a condition. All right, we have a million questions here. Should I do an ad before that and we're done?
Yeah.
Or do you want to break up the questions?
Let's do some questions and take a break in the middle.
Okay. A huge response, of course. Bigger, though. More interestingly, the most amount of questions we've ever gotten on the show. I posted this picture of you. Do you see that? That's you with
Yeah.
Bill. Every year you put on his DMV stickers.
Yeah.
the year. This was the 9th year in a row you put it on his old VW bus, which used to be your bus.
Right.
Seen in the Comedians in Cars with Michael Richards
Right,
episode.
right.
And you, up until this year, I didn't even notice, you were layering them perfectly.
Yeah.
So you could see all the colors.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of you there. And I wrote, comedian car guy, now director and movie star, is going to be on the show. And we had a lot of responses. I am Mr. Partridge. Are we ever going to see comedians in cars getting coffee again? Ever?
Undetermined.
Undetermined. Lego Seinfeld. Please rank your top 3 appetizers for food.
Oh, appetizers. There's nothing more poorly named than an appetizer. It absolutely ruins your appetite. It is not appetizing to have an appetizer. This sounds like David Brenner, 83.
Do you remember those restaurants? Yeah, those restaurants in New York for appetizing restaurants?
Oh, yeah, appetizing.
Yeah, appetizing.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good either.
Yeah. I mean, I really do love burrata with olive oil and some nice bread and maybe some those tomatoes. Mm-hmm. I like that. Don't have. We were at a great restaurant last night, and they had these little garlic knots. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
But then the food comes. Forget it. Don't eat garlic knots.
No egg rolls or rumaki?
No. I love an egg roll, but I can have an egg roll and then I'm done.
Zuckerman likes a nice pizza occasionally when we eat at Cicconi's. He'll still get a nice pizza and some meatballs.
That's right.
I like meatballs and burrata.
If we're going to have a bunch of people and somebody gets there first, order a pizza so it's there at the table when people arrive. They can have one little teeny slice.
Chris Stevens wants to know, is Jerry trolling all of us with his MG midget obsession?
You know what? I have to admit, I'm somewhat hazy on the meaning of trolling.
Are you doing it as a joke?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I love MG
Are
midgets.
you doing it to kind of create outrage?
No, I love the MG midget. In fact, our friend Mike Guy even featured it in that road and track that I picked up yesterday. He has a picture of an MG midget, and he mentions he cut my thing down to nothing. By the way,
are we in that?
Yeah.
Am I in it?
Yeah, but you're going to be disappointed.
He's not in it anymore.
Mike Guy isn't on road and track anymore. This must have been one of his last issues because it was a great issue.
Oh, I wish someone had said. I didn't even know that.
I should have brought the issue for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they mentioned in it that I put the MG Midget as one of my top 10 all-time cars.
Oh, that's why we're getting the question. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a great little car.
Mm-hmm. Maddox K wants to know your thoughts on the New York City congestion charge. What is that?
Congestion pricing. We're going to charge $30 to go below 59th Street now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, to keep the cars out, make a little money. Nothing will change.
I don't understand. So if I'm in
it's
the
like
city,
they do in London.
if I drive from the Upper West Side downtown,
$30.
And how does that charge?
I don't know how they'll do it.
You're going to have a transponder.
Oh, right.
There's going to be the cameras. They're going to see your license plate. They'll say it's like when you go in the fast track lanes here.
Right.
And you don't care because Bloomberg said you're a billionaire.
Manhattan is too crowded, and they generate money. The unfortunate thing is, why aren't the roads smooth? Why can't we make the roads smooth? When you're in Europe, they're smooth. In Japan, they're smooth. Do they have more money than us? I don't think so. Smooth the roads. Smooth it.
Sarcastic AA Book wants to know, for any of us, what's the longest distance we've driven without someone or someone annoying you on the road? I don't know.
2 blocks.
Exactly. What did I say to you when I showed up today? I was almost killed 3 times on the drive over here.
Ugh, so disgusting. The social habits of people on the road today
Are bad.
Are so offensive. If here it is. I'm going to make it real simple, folks. Listen up. If you're driving in traffic that is flowing smoothly at a steady rate of speed, and you are driving in such a fashion that you need to step on the brake, you're an asshole.
Very
If you
good.
use one of the 2 pedals in your car, you're an asshole.
You've been around for a while. Is it Has it always been like this, or is it worse than
No.
ever? It hasn't.
It has not.
And what do you attribute that to?
Well, this is a discussion you don't really want to get into, but human beings, like dogs, are pack animals. We need leadership, and the perception of the human species is there's no leadership.
Jerry Mussolini, Seinfeld. He's on the balcony again.
All I can tell you is I visited Japan this past December
Yes.
for the first time, and you go on the roads in Japan, and it's like, oh, I'm back to the 80s. Everyone's driving like a human being.
It's true.
And you realize, oh, it really has gone in a horrible direction.
Sam Householder wants to know why baseball is the perfect sport. It's not. If
The
you
dimensions.
If you saw that Ohtani story, is that the guy's name?
That's a perfect story.
Oh,
though.
that's a
all part
perfect
of the fun.
story.
All part of the fun.
You think the Dodgers survive this?
I don't think Ohtani survives it.
You
No,
don't.
that's ridiculous, Paul. You realize you're talking about Michael Jordan of baseball here.
I understand. He's the future of baseball, so they're going to whitewash
So
the story.
Zuckerman, you're a lawyer. You're watching this unfold. You were on it before Jerry and I. We were talking to you. We go, Zuckerman doesn't have any real information. You were 100% right.
It was obvious the minute I heard the story.
His translator
Well, people
was.
don't know what you know. Tell them what you know. What you believe.
Okay, my belief
And
is that
set up the story just in
Okay.
case anybody doesn't know what we're talking
Right.
about.
so the story is Ohtani is this baseball player that came from Japan. He's now got a contract with the Dodgers close to $1 billion.
700.
700,000, 750. He's got a huge contract, and he is, what do they call him? He's a triple threat, a double threat. He can bat.
He's a phenomenal hitter and pitcher.
Yeah, he
no
is-
one's ever done it before since Babe Ruth, who never did it to the level this guy's doing.
Right.
it.
And so suddenly there is an investigation of a bookie in Orange County happening. There is a guy who is a gambling bookie running illegal sports betting, and the authorities find from warrants that he's talking about Ohtani and taking bets from Ohtani, and Ohtani owing $4.5 million to him. Suddenly there's a scandal, and the story comes out haphazardly that that it's the interpreter, Ohtani's interpreter, who's at his side 24/7,
Right.
is the one who has gambled. Ohtani says that he knowingly paid his friends gambling debts. Any friend would pay a friend's debts, and then suddenly the story
Story one.
changes.
Big throat clear right there.
And then
Story 2 suddenly emerges.
that the
I was helping my friend out.
Yeah, and now the story is that the interpreter embezzled the money, had enough access
Story number
and
2.
control to embezzle the money and steal it, and this poor interpreter is going to go back to Japan and commit ritual suicide and all avenues of investigation.
And then
that boat sprang a leak.
And then you put together this deferred payment. When that deal is announced, he's not going to take any of the money, and suddenly you go, well, somebody knows he might gamble it away if he was gambling, right? It all starts to make sense.
And what you see here is that, in my mind, my theory originally was always, there's no way the interpreter, who makes $85,000 a year, is betting that kind of money with a bookie. It's like if you went to Vegas and walked up to the cage and said, "I'd like to get a marker for $10 billion or even $10 million," they're going to ask, "Who are you? What's your credit? What's going on?" No bookie is.
I'm a translator.
The interpreter.
Let me translate for you.
No, yeah. So, and
Give
we
me
all
the
know
credit.
Sports players love gambling. It's always happened from the beginning of time.
So it's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
It's your opinion
I will
that-
allege that
an
Ohtani
opinion.
is the degenerate gambler. As I said to you, as I texted to you, he's your father, just with more money.
My father couldn't pitch like that.
With more
I would have looked the other way if my father could pitch like that.
Yeah. So,
So
that's,
but you have to wonder now what happens to the dot. Do they just cut bait with this guy? You know, they haven't paid him.
God,
So
They
No,
can't.
no.
They bet on him.
Yeah.
It's all a big gamble from.
Speaking of gambling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do they move forward? I mean, when you look back at Pete Rose, I mean, that was a pretty big deal. Pete Rose
was unapologetic.
Right.
He said, because what Pete Rose said, everybody's doing it, and don't make me the scapegoat.
So you
In
think
essence.
if
You
you
think he
think
never bet on his own team?
Yeah. That too, but
Yeah.
but a lot of what so you realize the Ohtani or his interpreter were introduced to the bookie by a guy on the Angels who was a infielder, center fielder. He was another gambler.
Oh, boy.
And all of these bookies, you realize all sorts of people are trying to get cozy to sports figures for 100 different reasons.
I've said
money.
I've said it on the show, Zuckerman, that there's a massive gambling addiction in this country right now with all the apps and all the kids that are gambling right now. And
and it's just beginning.
And it's going to break cover, and I think this is the beginning of it.
Do you believe we are so, as you say again, leadership? When we were kids, it was a huge, huge debate whether we should allow a lottery in New York State. Right? Like, God, how could we have a lottery? It's corrupt. It's immoral. We just got rid of the numbers rackets.
Yeah.
We can't have people betting on fortune. They need to work. This is a taxation on the poor, another form of taxation. And we've gone so far from there. We're just blindly, agreeing to allow commercials for gambling in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can gamble on how many times they'll cut to Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
Which seems like a lot of fun, actually. That's an actual bet you could have made.
Oh, sure. You can bet on anything. But I talked to a guy, a very sophisticated money guy, who told me that baseball is going to surpass all these other sports in gambling. Why? It has the most binary outcomes of any game.
What is that?
What is a binary outcome, Paul?
One or the other.
One or the other.
One or the
Ball
other.
or a strike. Hit or out. The other sports don't have that. That's why they came up with all these prop bets.
Right.
But baseball has built-in prop bets. Everything that happens is a binary outcome.
And to quote our friend Bruce, markets vary.
Markets tend to vary.
Tend to vary. You could win or lose. The perfect binary outcome.
Taking care of your health
Kennedy.
isn't always easy, but it should be at least as simple. That's why for the last 300 years, I've been drinking AG1 every day, no exceptions. It's just one scoop mixed in water once a day, every day, and it makes me feel energized and focused. That's because each serving of AG1 delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more.
You really helped AG1 once before.
It's a powerful, healthy habit.
I did?
You
Yes.
remember
No.
the teeth?
No.
Drinking AG1 and Bill and the teeth.
Because Bill, he's an AG1 drinker. Your wife drinks AG1.
Yeah.
My wife drinks AG1.
I tried it the other day.
Yes.
It's delicious.
There you go.
Did you really?
I took a sip of it. I go, how do people drink this? Is it horrible? They infuse it with a citrus element that makes it quite palatable.
What about El Sucre? Is there some of that?
My you know
name
El
is
Sucre.
Alan Hoffman. Tell my wife I'm alive.
If there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1, and that's why I've partnered with them for so long. So if you want to take ownership over your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/spike911. That's drinkag1.com/spike911. Check it out. Oh yeah, check the door. Our friends might be there. See if they're there, and we'll do some more questions here, and then we'll bring out. I think Jonathan is his name from Circle Red Watches.
We're bringing him out.
Not yet. Favorite pair of sneakers and why? Charleston Living Mark.
Pro Keds from 1976.
It's not the Shocks that you're wearing?
I assume he's asking me all time.
Yeah.
I love the Shocks. That's what I wear now. But when I was a kid, Pro Keds were my favorite sneaker.
I made a note to segue into our official Kellogg's sneaker that we created.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Nikes. And I'll post a picture of them. We've been sitting on those for so long. That's a special sneaker we had made for the cast and the crew of the movie. And I think we should put it on. We should put it out to the world. You know, people are crazy about sneakers.
To do what? Sell them?
No, just to see. Here, you guys have a seat right over here. You can just sit down right there.
How you doing? We're in the middle of the show right now.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for coming.
Saying hi. Have a seat, and we'll be with you guys in 1 second.
Oh, nice. We have an audience. The first time we've performed for an audience. No, it's not. We do it at Pebble.
We've done it at Pebble,
Yeah.
but this is the first time we've had folks. They were gracious enough to be the high bidders on the my wife's charity, Healthcare for Us, the initiative for free healthcare in the state of California. And today we're going to give them their watches with their faces on it,
Isn't that
including
nice?
the illegal watch with your face on it that you did not.
I did not approve. Yeah.
You did not approve.
The Fab Four.
There's no threat of lawsuit when they hand this over to Jonathan?
Let's see how it goes.
Let's sue Lieberman.
All right. Favorite television or film car? Have we got that one before?
Wow, no. What would that be? What would be the
I've
coolest?
got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, I like in the movie Ronin. I like the Mercedes 6.9.
Ronan's got some great chase scenes.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not a Ford guy, but I gotta say it's the what's the Highland Green McQueen's Highland Green Mustang from Bullitt.
Yeah.
That's my
a pretty
favorite.
tough one to beat.
Yeah. What about the 917 from Le Mans?
It's either that or the 70S for me from that movie. It's one
The
of those two cars.
70S.
That car,
That's
drive.
the winner.
Yeah.
That's the winner.
We were offered that car at one point, remember?
Yeah.
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 We were like, ours is better. It was not. We've had two bad passes on 70Ss.
Oh, you're talking about that silver one?
There were two of them. We were offered that car from Le Mans at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sam,
don't remember that.
That
it always
fellow-
goes to you first, and then I'm the crumbs that
And
fall
then
off
that
the
guy
table.
on the East Coast, Frank something or other,
Yeah.
got the
Frank
car.
Pantangeli.
Yes, exactly.
Polaro, Polone,
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Matt GT3. Oh, this is a really deep nerd cut. Will Porsche ever be able to recapture the magic of the 997 GT3? I would say the clutch of the ST is reminiscent of that car.
If you've listened to what I said after I drove the ST, I found that to be the spiritual successor of the 997 GT3.
Better?
Better, but very direct line. Cut
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
992 GT3. This is the real successor
I
to that
would agree.
997.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a tennis question from the guys at the Tennis Channel, Jerry.
Tennis? Why?
No, it's Gary from the Tennis Channel.
Okay.
He says he's a 5'9" Jew from Brooklyn, living in L.A., working at the
already.
Tennis Channel.
Just don't open with religion.
Would you rather be the global sensation you are, or have had a 10-year career as a Mets ace and Cy Young Award winner?
That's not a bad question. But the career I have. Well, that stuff is great. But
Yes.
these athletes, I look at them, I go, look at that. This guy's doing it. He's getting it. The money, the thrills. It's short.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a short run. Even if it
season.
lasts 10 years, which is a great run in professional sports.
How long have you been in entertainment right now?
47 years.
Right. I'm 37.
Yeah.
10 is too short.
10 is short, yeah.
Just a little flash. Enarev, our friend Enarev, do you guys consider an RS America a real RS? Great question. The
No.
964 RS America. You don't?
Nope.
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 Still don't?
Nope.
Why?
It's heavy. It's not as pared down. It's
It's an afterthought. It was sop to the American market. I hate to
Yes.
say it. For those that have it, they
sop.
love it, but it was sop.
yeah.
Boy, hearts are breaking right now.
It's a sop. We'll sop it up.
That's
It's like when you take your baguette and there's a little tomato sauce left on the
Yeah.
plate and you sop it up.
Yep.
Right?
Sop.
Damn it, Patton wants to know your favorite Subaru. I love Subarus.
I love Subarus.
We love Subarus.
Well, obviously it's the STI, but those BRZs. I've never driven a BRZ. You had
Here
the
we go.
huh? You
Apparently,
love that one.
apparently on the last show we were forced to choose between 996s and BRZs, and we chose BRZs, and the 996 guys were just dying. They were so sad.
They all
and
drove
upset.
their 996s
We
off
didn't
the cliff.
pose the question. It was just in the moment. It's not that we don't like 996s. We love those cars.
We were just really high at that time on the BRZ.
Yeah, we were just being nice to the BRZ, but we love 996s. Do we own any 996s?
I do. I have one.
Yeah, you have one, right?
You have
Yeah.
that one.
I have
Very special
that
one.
E1.
Yeah, yeah.
I had your old 996 GT2, remember?
Yeah, you tired of that quickly. Why?
I don't know. Because, somebody came along and offered a bunch of money.
It's a pretty cool car, though.
It was very cool. With Adriatic Blue?
Yeah, Adriatic Blue.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Old car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that car just for the moment. Remember, we had it behind that
That's
weird
right.
curtain in my garage, and we opened up the curtain.
Oh,
You said,
my
"My
God.
car,
World's
my
most
car."
expensive
God.
practical joke. That's exactly what that was. I
Yeah.
remember that. Then we'll just pull the curtain back and go, hi, I bought your car. And then what? Then you're stuck with this car that he sold.
Do you ever think of your children when you do things like that, just wasting money? This is supposed to be their money.
Is it?
Good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
Adrian K. Cohn. Also a good question because we've been experiencing these. What's the best car to drive on a rainy day?
Oh, I like that question.
Oh.
That gets many different answers on many different days.
Guess what I
depending
drove
on my
today in the
psychology.
rain?
What?
53, 356
Oh,
bent
my
window.
God. You're a wild man.
Tires that are an inch wide.
Yeah.
And I was having the time of my life.
You weren't scared that people slip and slide around L.A. when it rains because they freak out?
The only person slipping and sliding was me. They were all secure on the road, texting, doing whatever they do.
But don't you find there's an element of your own psychology? Like you and I took once 914.6 GT into the downpour in the canyons when the rocks were falling. You remember this drive?
No.
We went, fuck it, and just drove into the biggest rainstorm and had the best drive. And then there are other times where I won't take anything nice in the rain.
That's how I felt yesterday. Yeah.
Right.
Or was it this morning?
It was this morning.
What did you drive this morning?
I took the Turbo S because I don't care what happens to it.
What did you? And you?
And I was feeling like I wanted to have some fun in the rain, and I took the GT4 RS. I took it into Hollywood.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it, and I was happy I made that choice.
I turned from Jefferson onto La Cienega on those teeny little tires. I fishtailed at probably 12 and a half miles an hour. It was so great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Fantastic.
Juan Roman wants to know, Zuckerman, what's the worst German mark for cup holders? Like, who makes the worst cup?
Remember how bad the 997 cup holders were?
No, which were
Don't
those?
you remember those little contraptions above the glove box?
Yeah.
This little arm came out with
Those
a
are
very
the greatest
I
ones
like
ever
those,
made.
yeah.
Okay.
People love them.
They vibrate a little. They move up and down. They got stronger over the years.
I remember the first. I tried it once and I spilled coffee everywhere when I went around a corner.
Don't
But I
drink-
don't.
don't
I
have drinks in your car.
Okay, that was the first and last time.
Yeah.
I ever did that. No way.
Yeah.
Won't do it again.
Speaking of like interesting interior details, that new car you have that you showed me yesterday.
The Volvo 1800 ES.
Have you seen this car yet, Zuckerman?
You have an 1800?
This-
I have an
this-
1800 ES.
When? What? How? Where? How?
Things happen.
Oh, I'm getting rid of all these things. I'm not buying anything.
You will love Zuckerman. In the back seat, it's got two tiny seats, and then right here where you put your arm, there's a speaker.
to vibrate
Yeah.
your arm.
No,
A factory speaker.
the factory
Yeah.
speaker, and the whole back hatch is glass.
I
This car
remember
is
those.
so
You
interesting.
remember those?
Of course.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got a vanity plate. You know what the plate says? Irv Gordon.
What does that mean?
Do you know Irv Gordon?
No.
3 million miles.
Oh, right.
That's Irv
Right.
Gordon, Volvoville of Amityville. That's where
Yes.
he bought the car. Bought it on Friday. By the end of the weekend, he had 1,500 miles on it. And he never stopped driving it. 3 million miles he put on the car
A real
without an
lunatic.
engine rebuild.
What a guy.
Yeah. And you remember that video? I sent it to you.
Yes, of
about
course.
the B20 engine. I had to have that engine. I had to
Yeah,
have it.
Where is that car? Here or there?
It's here.
I have to see this. What color is it?
Light green.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's
What a-
next to
what
that
year?
red
60?
race car.
72. 73 was the last year.
If you look at that car, and then it's the 944 race car, right?
944 Turbo Cup.
Those two cars next to each other are mad.
The 944 is twice the size, right?
Yeah. No, it's just these two cars together are.
Yeah, they're just magic. But
they're
the
beautiful.
1800 is teeny, right? It's a little car.
No, it's 911 size.
Is it?
60s 911. Yeah.
It's long. It's earwiggy.
Yeah.
It's
an
earwiggy.
Yeah.
But it's like that BMW you have. It's so unique that the door handles, every part of it inside, you can just stare at it. It's
they
a
were in
really beautiful
isolation.
thing.
They didn't in Scandinavia. They didn't know what other people were making.
no.
They were in their own world of evolution, like
Yes.
Tasmania, and they were just making their own weird shit, referencing.
And you
it.
can really, Doug DeMuro through the whole thing, quirks and features of the way you there's a big lever to open the front hood, and then to close the lid, you just do it, and it sucks it down from inside the car mechanically.
And what is the license plate? Irv Gordon.
Irv Gordon, yeah.
I'm going to get Alan Hoffman. I'm gonna, That's the
And you
great.
get a license plate frame that says, tell my wife I'm alive.
I can't believe that didn't make it. And that's
You're killing me now. I feel bad. We couldn't do it. It just, I mean, obviously we shattered reality with other things in the movie.
Right.
But it just felt one step over the line, didn't
Well,
it?
we had a scene to shoot, and that wasn't it. We had a scene that involved the story inside, and
I
then
know,
we had
but
written.
all we needed was a llama, and we could have put the head on it.
CGI.
Yeah. You know what? It's a good talk show story.
Huh?
Well, it's a talk show story.
Sure. Yeah, maybe someone can recreate it for you.
Yeah.
And we could do it. But again, it was a $10 million joke.
Yeah.
that I just thought maybe our money is best spent elsewhere.
Well, you think it would have been expensive to do that?
I know. We had polar bears. We had an Alan Hoffman.
I know, but it's a llama with a human with a Jewish guy from Long Island's head.
Yes.
Tell my wife I'm alive.
I was feeling good, and now I feel bad.
There's no way
Should have
that
left that joke in.
you can't.
No, why?
I can't even call that like, you kill your babies in a script, your
Yeah.
favorite thing. That was so far off story. It was in another country.
I know. And what about the ravioli? That's not equally as far off?
No, but there we got to that. There's story logic that kind of makes sense,
That's
yeah,
great too.
that's true.
right?
But
Crimped
remember,
edges.
it was a fantasy of a sugar drug lord in Puerto Rico. Oh, it doesn't matter.
We can shoot it.
We can shoot it.
Text Ted Sarandos right now. They seem to do whatever you like over there.
Yeah.
What is the one car you can't stop driving, you guys? That's the GT4 RS for me right now. I keep not wanting to drive it, and I keep choosing it.
Right now, I'm in a 993. There's
Really?
there's a liquid smoothness to a 993. I have that C4S in Mexico blue.
Oh.
You know that car? Mm-hmm. And I drove it all around yesterday, and it's so small and liquidy. Everything, the gearbox is liquidy. The steering is liquidy. It's so smooth and easy to handle, and the quality, it's
Spike, you were driving my C4S Cabriolet in Riviera Blue.
like
Oh
yours,
my
not like
God.
that one.
Those two cars together.
Do you still have the black one?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's redundant.
Right.
Should anyone be in the
You
market?
do have that.
Should anyone? I
What,
told
you want the black one?
These two 993 cabs are so
I know, they're
perfect.
great.
They've delivered such beautiful drives.
It would be a shame.
That's why I brought them back, Zuckerman, because I wanted them too much. They're great.
I think that you should get the black one.
That's a great idea.
And Jerry gets the
A
Ferrari.
little payment plan, $1,000 a month. Pay me the rest of my life,
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Now we're done.
and then we have 3 of these things.
If Jerry
He
buys
likes
the
that
Ferrari,
idea.
I'll buy that. It is really perfectly
It's a
sorted,
binary
that
choice,
car.
Spike. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And yes is the obvious. answer.
Binary outcome.
Richie giving Spike's excellent music taste. Oh, that's nice. We would love to hear Earth, Wind, and Fire's thoughts on the philosophy of putting sound systems in your sports cars. Also, good question.
What is this, 84? What is he talking about?
He's talking about
Alan Ed's? We're going to go to Alan Ed's on La Cienega?
Yeah.
No, when you spec a car out, do you take a moment to pick a premium Burmeister or
Yes.
a
I don't
Bose?
take a moment. I go, give me the best one you have.
It's just the best one you have, and you.
But on a-
Burmeister, yeah.
Yeah. But on an old car, I don't put anything.
No,
No.
don't put anything in your
Well, that's not
bumpers.
true either, because you guys have put those aftermarket.
I have
things
not.
in there.
I have.
I have
He
not.
did that to our.
I
put
know
it in my
he did.
SC. I put a satellite
In
radio
your
in my
SC.
SC. Yeah.
In your SC, now
Yeah.
our SC.
Yes.
No, not that. I think I have put one in yours too.
Yes.
That
blue
car's
one.
gone, right?
Yeah.
No.
No,
we
we
have
have
that.
it.
You still have that
I'm
car?
not selling that.
Why not? I thought you went off it.
No. We love
We
this
love
car.
that car.
Wow. You have a strong spirit if you could look at that color and not be totally depressed.
Wait, the blue car? No, the
No.
blue car.
No,
We're
you're talking about the platinum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I sold the platinum.
That's
That
gone.
car,
That's
yeah,
gone.
because that, as great as that car was, that color was such a downer.
Such a bad
Blech.
color, yeah.
Ugh, horrible.
Yeah, ruins your day.
Dave Hickman wants to know. Jerry's performing in Sydney in June. You are
That's right.
going to Australia. Will you take time to drive?
No.
On the Sydney side driving.
No.
You don't ever drive when you're
No.
doing comedy. Why?
I'm working. I'm there to work.
Oh my
I've
God.
come to
Calm
take your
down.
money.
Give me my money.
Do they drive on the other side of the road?
Yes.
Do they have?
Yeah, they do. Most.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
we have a guest here from Australia.
We have an
That's right.
authority.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jonathan could tell us.
He is.
What percentage of the world drives on the left side, Paul Zuckerman? What
I
percentage?
can't tell you percentage, but I can tell I can tell you it's the United Kingdom, Japan, South Africa, and Australia, and New Zealand, and Tasmania.
And guess what that adds up to? 60%.
That ain't 60%.
I could be wrong.
You're so wrong.
Oh, really?
Remember,
60%.
I think so.
That may be 6%.
remember, dear listener, we are not experts at anything.
Markets may vary.
Markets may vary.
Markets tend to vary. That's
markets.
what he said.
And
Hey,
we-
Bruce, what do you think's going to happen? The economy's crashing.
Markets tend to vary, Jerry.
That's the
I
fun
need
of
to
the
see my
podcast.
mistress.
We pretend to be experts, but none of us are. All right, before we go, Tom Bowman, does Jerry own an EV? Do you?
No.
You don't. And why not?
Does a 918 count?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Then you do. All right. Well, that's a fine show we've had. Jonathan, come over here for a sec. Let's talk to you for a sec. We've got our guests here. You can pick up that mic. You can just stand right there.
Stand in front of Jerry.
Stand in front of Jerry Seinfeld. Right there. Say hello.
Relax.
Can I hear you? Go ahead. Talk.
Yeah, hello, is it working?
Yeah, we can hear you. Wow, you have a thick Australian accent.
I do, yeah. Born and raised.
There it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold it right up to your.
All right, okay.
There you go. I think I can hear you. Here, give us some Australian again.
All right, I'll give you some more Australian.
Jonathan, what is your car interest? What car? What do you like?
I'm a big Porsche guy as well.
Oh yeah, what era? What?
I started with 997 Series 2 GT3 actually,
Nice.
almost 10 years ago, but I've got the 992 GT3 RS now.
Oh really?
Yeah,
isn't,
yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Amazing, that front
Do you
end. Like
do you
you're
turn the
saying.
suspension to a more comfortable setting on the?
Oh, like in track mode and then turn it?
Yeah, have you done that?
I haven't tried that yet. To be
That's
honest,
unbelievable.
Oh, does it just, it works, does it?
Yeah.
I haven't driven the car that much, to be honest with you.
Why not?
I live like right in the middle of Sydney, so you can't really get up to enough sort of speed to really use it regularly. But
But anything you do in that car,
Yeah.
is just an amazing new experience, isn't it?
I think the front end was
The front end.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, game
What?
changer. Yeah,
I've got to ask you about the watches.
yeah,
You saw these watches on Bring a Trailer.
I did.
They're the Sheffield watches with our faces on them.
Yeah.
That we couldn't wear with a straight face.
Yeah.
It's the only collection of them. You have a watch company, Circle Red Watches?
Yeah, Circle Red watches. Yeah, that's right. So
what do you specialize in?
anything from sort of Tudors up to RMs, but more modern stuff. Yeah, so just a used watch dealer basically.
You
in
see
Sydney.
these watches.
Yeah.
There was a 501c attached to it. They're tax deductible in the United States,
Yeah,
but you're in Australia.
No idea what that means.
But
Sure.
tell us why you wanted to buy them.
I've been a big fan of the show for a while, and I just thought, it'd be something nice to have. And also, to be honest, the 60-second ad was the main thing. I'll be honest.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. There's an ad for it. That's right.
Yeah, I've come
We
all the way
offered-
to LA to claim that.
Well,
so.
we did you one better by having you do the ad live for the show. Go, you can tell us right now.
What? You meant to do it for me?
I totally forgot about the 60-second ad. This is way better though. This is organic.
Yeah, I got to be honest. No, I thought the watches, they were a nice, just something nice to have. I grew up watching Seinfeld, and then obviously have been listening to you guys for a couple of years now. So yeah, I just thought
So
it
pitch
kind of
us your
worked
watch
out.
company. Pitch
Tell
the
us about
listeners.
your company.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with
well-
unauthorized use of name, image, and likeness?
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, I better not say too much.
What property theft? You know what?
Your watch goes in the crusher.
That's our intellectual property.
Yeah, but we're essentially, for watches like a used car dealership would be for cars. So, obviously people want to trade in and buy new watches, sell, consign. So we just help them do that.
Are you into the Hoyers, the old Hoyers?
To be honest, I'm personally interested in vintage, but locally back in Australia, there's not a huge market for it. So I think over here in the States, you've got a much bigger market. for that
Markets
sort of
tend to
thing.
vary.
Yeah.
What's your biggest market there?
We do a lot of modern Rolex. Yeah, a lot of stainless steel Rolex, just stuff that guys can wear every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that mainly? Submariners?
Yeah, a lot of GMTs these days. I think, GMTs, Submariners, Daytonas, that sort of thing.
Nice.
We do a lot of that, yeah.
And it's pre-owned or new?
Bit of both, yeah.
And do
So-
you have an international market?
Yeah, we do actually. We have some clients in the States. I mean, I started the business at the end of 2019 just as a hobby, but I've been collecting watches for about 15 years now. And I just got to a point where I had too many of my own, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just sort of do it on the side and see how it
Zuckerman,
goes.
you're right there right now.
I am.
This could be you in a few years.
Yeah, but
That could
you
be.
that very unlucrative law practice. Get into selling my old watches.
Well, we wanted to just have you on the show and thank you for it. The money is going to a good cause. I'm so excited you flew in for this. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes. She doesn't want to be mentioned, though.
Really?
Why is that?
Oh,
Name.
That-
No,
and,
look, she's out.
and what have you guys been doing while you're here?
So we've been here for a week now. Just what have we been doing? Just driving around, having a look, going to restaurants.
Have you done any driving,
Exploring.
though? Any good canyon runs or anything like that?
No. We so every time I come here, I try and rent something that I would probably never buy for myself. So we have a rental Rolls-Royce Dawn with 48,000 rental miles.
Where do you get that?
Turo.
Turo.
Yeah,
Pretty amazing car. I've driven that car.
It's good. I
You've
mean, it's
driven that, haven't you?
Yeah.
yeah, probably not the right car for canyons, but yeah, we took it up to Malibu the other day.
Nice. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
nice drive.
Wow.
Very comfortable.
And you do the Malibu thing. You go to
Nobu, yeah, we did that. We did all that. But yeah, it's a bit hard getting used to driving on the left-hand side of the car.
Yeah.
It's such a
Oh.
large car as
do
well.
you think
Yeah.
we have impolite drivers here? Or is it like Australia?
No, I think people use their horns a lot more here.
That is
Right,
true.
but I don't know if it's a friendly beep or not. Like I feel
No,
like,
there's no
no, it's
friendly
not. I feel like it happens quite a lot. We've seen it
It's an
a lot.
FU.
Hey,
beep.
hello.
What watch are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing the white gold Patek Philippe Aquanaut.
Wow.
Oh,
That is
Look
really
at
nice.
that. Let's chop his hand off.
Is that a big thing in LA at the moment?
No.
Why, no.
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 No. That's just a story you read. You're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
You'll be okay.
Yeah. We just have to survive one more day. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
As long as you're not driving anything that people will notice.
Yeah.
Pearls.
Like a big Rolls Royce with a big shiny watch in Malibu or in Hollywood. You'll be absolutely fine. Well, look, man,
Yeah.
again, thanks from the bottom of my heart. My wife bought you a bottle of wine. It's over there. I
great.
think
Thank
it's
you.
inside. We have the watches in there. We'll show them
Oh,
to you
yeah.
in a minute. And thanks for coming in to visit us.
Yeah.
Really
thanks for
exciting.
having me.
And Jerry, thank you for coming on the show again.
Always a pleasure.
We're going to watch you tomorrow night on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. You're going to watch the trailer for the new movie
The
Unfrosted.
first trailer breaks cover tomorrow night.
Very
on
exciting.
The
And then
Tonight
in the
Show.
coming weeks, we'll try to hit the cars we put in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything else. So James Marsden's coming up. We just had Max Greenfield on. And hopefully we can get you and Gaffigan on together.
That'll be fun.
You guys do a show, and we'll be...
30% of the world's countries drive on the left side.
Thank
That's-
you, Shepard Seinfeld.
Shepard just said 30%.
You were only
Still
wrong.
more than you thought.
Market sensitive area. Binary 60 binary.
We'll see you next week on Spike's Car Radio.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday and be sure to subscribe. I'm lonely.